with the Molly Mall situation and multiple other situations that you guys will see in future episodes. It's not the first time
She making episodes on that nigga. God damn.
Cannon has pistol whipped
Hey, and this shit's so crazy. My girl was like, nigga, what's going on? Catch me up. What I miss? What I miss? I'm telling y'all, man, it's a ghetto young and the restless. This is a ghetto soap opera. Sheesh. New character unlocked. Gigi.
beat, stripped somebody. He has done that prior. For some reason, he likes seeing men naked. I don't know what is up with that, but that's like his thing. But he has done that prior. So that's not like that's the first time. So I knew that I'm the type of person, like I said, I'm very protective over my children. So I had to leave because Cannon was going to put me in a situation where I would have ended up in prison for the rest of my life. So didn't want to do that. So as you can see, I left May 22nd, 2022, right? This is all I had. As you can see, this is it. That's all I brought with me. That's what I left with. At what you're seeing right here is all I left with. Literally a bag and a tote, a little, what's that called? Plastic container. That was it. That was all I left with. Literally left with nothing. I was praying a lot during this time. As you will see in episode 2, I really felt like I had failed my daughter because as I told you guys, I had my kids 20 years apart. I never wanted to bring another child into the world with a broken home. So I was very, very careful. Like I never got pregnant. I never did any of that because I didn't want to bring another child to, not have a father in her life. So as you can see, I was praying, man. I was on my knees, like praying, like God, please explain to me what is happening here. 20 years, and here I am, at it again. I was 17 with my first daughter, so I'm thinking, like, at 30, well, at the time when I had my daughter, I'm 41 now, but I'm just like, really, Lord, like, really. So at this point I'm just praying, just saying, I'm not gonna lie, during this time when I was going through this, it absolutely did I was about to break. Like I was in a deep depression. I had just had a baby. So postpartum, I never knew what postpartum was until I started experiencing it. So you can imagine.
Now, what I will say is this: that postpartum shit be hard on a woman, boy. Fellas, if she having your baby, give her some years to go through that shit, fool. Like that postpartum shit don't even be done in a couple of months. Like, nigga, they be going through that shit for a minute. So, and when I say a minute, nigga, I mean like that shit can last until the baby's like 4 or 5 years old. So you really do got to be patient with the woman who you had a baby with, whether it be your wife, your girlfriend, your baby mama, whomever. Kind of keep that into the back of your mind that she grew a person inside of her. So the baby hormones, her hormones, they all in that motherfucker taking a crazy ass fade. It depends on who winning. It's gonna determine her mood, my nigga. So just be cognizant of that, fellas. You feel me? And be gentle and have some patience with the ladies out there. You feel me? I say that as a nigga that got 3 baby mamas. So, I know a little something about that shit. Pearl, you feel me? It's real nigga shit.
In that,
because her hormones and that baby hormones is in there getting cracking, my nigga. Or if you a blood, they getting bracken. It just depends on where you from. I digress. Hormones are hard. So hormones are fucking hard.
Trying to bond with your baby, and you're in a deep, dark depression is extremely hard. I was breastfeeding at the time. It is extremely hard to have that bond with your baby. I really do feel bad that, I wasn't able to bond like I would have been with my daughter. So I'm forever trying to make that up to her because I felt like because what I was going through, me and her didn't have that bond that a mother and daughter newborn should have had. You know what I mean? So when I got to Texas, I don't know anybody in Texas at all, not whatsoever. My brother had a girl that he dated like in high school. We were friends on Facebook. I had known her from my brother and from, just being with, around our family and stuff. So I hit her up on Facebook and just said, hey, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. I need to get out of here. Do you think I could come stay, at your place in Texas? She's like, sure, come on. She lives in a 1 bedroom. But she was like, sure, whatever, because I'm in property management, real estate. And so I was her landlord at one point in time. So when you're good to people, thank God that they'll be good to you. My oldest daughter, again, like I was telling you, I was staying at her house in Rancho, her apartment in Rancho. God bless her heart. She did decide to come with me because she wanted to be there to help raise her sister. Because me moving to a new state with nobody, she did, know that I was going to need help if I wanted to get my life together, starting over with nothing. And then not, how would I pay for daycare? She didn't want strangers watching her sister. So my daughter at 21 years old put her life on hold, packed up what little she had, gave up her place, sold her car, and moved to Texas with me. So this is us in the 1 bedroom apartment. As you can see, I don't know if you can. Let me go back a little bit. Hold on. I don't know if you can see all of our bags right there in the living room. So that's all of our bags, like in her living room. We're sleeping on her couch because, again, like I said, she had a 1 bedroom. So it's me, the baby, and my oldest daughter sleeping on her couch. I'm not ashamed of that. As you can see, I've posted my journey. I've shared it on my. I know you guys didn't know.
Hey, Gigi really went outside and got cracking and came back, bro. Big shout outs and big love to her. Sharice, you better take notes, baby, because it looked like you finna be on the same track.
Before this, but on my Instagram, I have been very boisterous.
And low key, if Sharice go through the same thing Gigi go through, Sharice, you kind of slow because Gigi telling you what's gonna happen.
About, what I was going through and sharing my journey and, sharing my lessons, sharing, just everything I could. So I wasn't ashamed of anything. So for those people who are saying like, I'm doing this for clout, I'm doing this for money, just doesn't make sense. Like I didn't ask for child support. You can go look up the divorce. When I filed for divorce, nowhere in the divorce does it ask for any type of money. So you might want to go look at that again before you start passing judgment. I never asked for money. As I've said multiple times on this platform, I feel like when a father doesn't want anything to do with his child, that's his loss. And I'm not going to force him to pay for a child that he does not want. It takes two. And I chose to have a child with this devil man. So, hey, I took my L like a winner. I will take full responsibility for my child. No problem. Sign over your rights and we'll cut you off and me and her will go on with our lives. So as you can see, like I said, this is the baby. She's starting to walk now. It's now June 15th, 2022. Again, we're on the couch because we're it's only 1 bedroom. So little Munchkin's 8 months old now. She's starting to walk. I'm trying to keep my head up the best that I can. We finally, I'm trying to bond with her. I'm trying to do everything I can to keep my head up going through this trying time. As you can see, I started from ground zero. Let me go back a little bit. I got a job. I was working with, when I first got here, I was doing some admin stuff for a car company that sold cars. So I started from like nothing. They were only paying like $13 an hour. So I wasn't making crap. I was poor as hell. I did, when I first got here, tried to sign up for, what's that, cash aid and food stamps. So Texas is very different than California. California, you sign up for food stamps and cash aid, they give it to you like emergency the next day. Not in Texas. There's a waiting list like super long. So I didn't even get an answer or anything. So I'm working for this car company. I'm making pennies. Like I don't have no money. Like we're eating noodles. We're eating hot dogs. Like, we're just scraping on by. You know what I mean? Finally, after 2 months of being on her couch, I saved enough money. I was working like 18-hour days.
Hey, this is crazy, bro. Like, I don't got the best relationship with none of my BMs, but I ain't finna watch they dumbasses struggle. Here, you fucking idiot, and then I'm cash you out and get you what you need and be about your business. Like, I be looking out for my I be looking out for my kid siblings. Them ain't even my kids. Them just my kid siblings. But you don't act funny. I don't know, bro. You don't act funny to no kid, bro. Like, you don't act funny with no kid, bro. Like, letting your baby mama struggle like this is crazy. Like, that's some crazy work, bro. That's some crazy work. I could never imagine watching somebody who had my kid have. And then, like, If she gonna struggle, at least take the kid and let her struggle by herself. Like, how you let the kid struggle? That shit is wild. And then you let your daughter see struggle? That's even wilder. Like, nigga, you out here sliding around with Black China and you letting your daughter see struggle. You a wild boy, Turtle. You a wild boy, Turtle.
Day and night, making enough money so we can get our own place, get my 2 girls off the couch. So I'll read what I posted. This was August 1st. I was extremely proud of myself. So anyways, it says, I know people only post the glitz and the glam or when they are doing good, but I'm posting the real. I don't have shit but a mattress. But guess what? I got this shit on my own with zero help, but God. I started with nothing in a new state, slept on the couch for 2 months with my baby. If you're losing faith in the dark times, let my story be a testimony. I have a long way to go, but baby, I'm still going strong and I fucking did it. Shout out to all the friends and family who have supported me during the hardest time in my life. I love each and every one of y'all. As you can see the date. So for those of you saying like, why am I just now speaking out? Why am I just now doing this because of clout and fame, blah, blah, blah. I was talking about what I was going through before you even knew who Sharice and Luce Cannon was, before they even got on the No Jumper platform, when nobody knew nothing shit about them. So I want you guys to see this real time so we can be very fucking clear. I've been talking about what I've been going through. It wasn't a secret. It's only new to you guys because, again, they were irrelevant during that time. They're only relevant now, and that's why it seems like I'm just popping out. But as you can see, it's not. I've shared the...
They're only relevant now, so it just seems like I'm popping out. I've been saying this. Nobody gave a damn because they wasn't nobodies until this came out. Got it.
Good, the bad, and the ugly. As I told you guys, I'm an open book. I don't have anything to hide. I'm not ashamed of anything that I've been through. As you can see, like I said, in the darkest times, I mean, I was in a really dark place. I definitely like turned to God. Cannon was trying his hardest to break me. As I said, Cannon and Sharice had been going on a bashing spree before No Jumper. As I've played for you guys in episode 1, WACK 100 on his podcast with Levels and Troy Ave's girlfriend Wolf. That was kind of like the biggest platform he had went on, bashing the baby and myself at that time. There was like little small ones, but WACK 100 Clubhouse with Levels and Wolf was kind of like the biggest one. It still didn't make waves. He was still irrelevant at that point, but you get my point. Anyway, so like I said, you know, you learn from your mistakes. I was still trying to keep, you know, my head up for the baby, still trying to get everything. So as you can see, I had nothing. Like when I got the apartment, I couldn't afford furniture. I couldn't afford anything. I couldn't even afford to get my baby like new clothes. Like I didn't.
Again, you ain't got to do nothing for your BM. Why is your kid living like that? That's the only question I got. Why is your kid living like that? Anything past that is between you and your BM, your business. Your child should never be outside living like an animal, bro, because you are a negligent father. That is disgusting.
I didn't have enough. I felt like so ashamed, and I felt like just a failure as a mother, because like I couldn't get her the things that she needed. Like, you know, she was wearing, I was washing the same couple of onesies. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't get her new shoes. As you can see, our TV was like on a box. I couldn't afford a TV stand. I couldn't afford a bed frame. All I could afford was a mattress. So we were sleeping on the floor, as you can see, with a box for the TV stand. So.
What's up? You called me on purpose? Hello? You called me on purpose or accident? I'm straight. Mike, I'm making this video. Where you at work? What you was telling people you don't eat when you said no grits, no noodles? you explaining this to this person that you don't eat shit? Yeah, to know you is to love you. All right, I love you, fool. I'll hit you later. Peace. I swear to God, y'all, I have a brother who's over the age of 40, and that nigga does not eat vegetables. I swear to God. And I think it is the most amazing thing. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not putting 10s on 20. This nigga does not eat vegetables. That nigga came the other day in our family group chat. That nigga said, "Guess what, y'all? I ate a vegetable." I said, "What'd you eat?" That nigga said, "A loaded baked potato." I said, "You fucking dummy. That's not a vegetable." I guess yeah, but no. He'd eat like if you could put like some broccoli and a strawberry banana or some spinach and a strawberry banana smoothie, he'd drink that. But nah, man, that shit is crazy. And I remember one time I was like explaining that to somebody, and she was like, "Oh my god, is he autistic?" The hell no, that nigga not autistic. Oh my god, that shit was funny. That shit was funny. She was so concerned. She goes, "Is he autistic?" Nope, that nigga's just fucking. That's my brother. That nigga just don't eat no vegetables. And that nigga put ketchup on toast with bacon. Interesting. That's that nigga's life though. We gonna let him live it. We gonna keep pushing on. I eat vegetables. I eat like an adult. I eat like a responsible adult.
Oh, it was real, man. It was definitely real.
That nigga said, "I don't eat no grits, no rice, no noodles." He don't eat none of that shit. That's real. We can go to the nicest restaurant. He gonna get steak and french fries. Straight up.
Been poor before because, like I said, I had my youngest when I was 17. But being poor at 39 is a whole different beast, man. When I tell you, it is like the most. I don't even know the word because it is just like
it's extremely humbling.
You restart rethinking like your whole self-worth, your whole self point of being on earth. Like it's detrimental. Like at this age, everything else is still, everybody's life is still going, right? And you're like 39 and you're like, what the, or 38, and you're like, what the hell? Like, what is happening here? So like I said, this is August 2022. New in the apartment, didn't have nothing, couldn't afford nothing. We were so happy though, as you can see, the girls were still together. I always thanked my oldest daughter. I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for my oldest daughter. I don't know many 21-year-olds who would give up being a 21-year-old and move to a whole different state and start over with your mother just to help raise your sister. She is definitely like my angel. I wouldn't be this far or this successful without her. Because then strangers would have been watching my baby. I don't, you know what I mean? Who knows what could have happened? So many things could have went so bad. But I do appreciate my daughter and Chanel. I love you to the moon and back. And I'm blessed to be your mother. And I wouldn't have made it this far without you. Like I said, you gave up your life to help raise your sister. And I will forever be indebted to you for that. So that's my oldest and her sister. They're 20 years apart, like I said. I'm starting to get emotional. Like I said, when you look back on your life and you see, just the mistakes you've made. And like I said, I've never, ever said, I've never played victim. A lot of red flags I've seen. I know I should have left the first time he slapped me or strangled me or did some type of control. Yet I continue to stay. I had some abandonment issues and I didn't want to abandon him because I had already been abandoned. I had already issues with my family. So, I didn't value myself enough. I didn't even realize, you don't even realize that you're not as strong as you think you are. You don't even realize you have trauma that you haven't dealt with until something like this happens. And then it's like, damn, So
hey bro, this is a lot, man. This is turning like trap news therapy. Like, goodness gracious, man. Hey fellas, take a lesson in all this, man. Just, sometimes we be out here wilding, bro. So, this is kind of, we watching a direct result of our actions. She's fucked up as a result of this, bro. And it's not really cool. You know what I'm saying? If you love a woman and make her, feel like that. I mean, if you don't love her, do your due diligence. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. That's your business. You feel me? I ain't saying you should be hurting nobody, but, shit. Y'all kind of trifling in the chat, so I gotta work with y'all. Can't put too much on y'all at once, man. Right now, we're gonna just find grace with if you love her, treat her right. If you don't love her, I'm gonna just say go ahead and get away from her. You feel me? Let that kind of be that. But, man, this shit right here is crazy.
So I didn't even realize that about myself until, after it was already over. So as you can see, the baby's getting older. They're, right now, like I said, I'm working, as you can see. I'm trying my hardest to get everything together. saving money, still trying to bond with the baby, still trying to keep my head up, still trying to keep going. I had tried to buy her things. As you can see, we have no furniture because, like I said, paying rent and then like trying to buy food, I didn't have anything. And in Texas, I still hadn't heard for welfare for assistance, which is crazy, right? I still didn't hear anything. So we're like barely making it. Like, and at this point, like, of course, you're falling into a deeper depression because, to not be able to like feed your child is another type of humbling experience. It's something that breaks you when you can't give your child the things that they deserve. So I tried to buy her a couple of things. I couldn't afford much, but I wanted her to at least have like some things. And I also just wanted to like, just make her feel like at home. So it felt amazing. I was able to buy her the couple things. As you can see, we're still trying to maintain happiness, even though we're, sleeping on the floor. Finally, August 24th, I get enough money to at least get a bed frame and a nightstand. I know you guys are like, that ain't shit, but I was
no, man, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. I ain't even gonna look at it and say that ain't nothing. That's a lot. Because you came from, look, you stopped your whole life. You feel me? That's, man. You got you and your babies off that floor. That's a lot.
like excited about that. Like I was thinking I was doing something. Okay. I was like, oh my God, finally I got us off the floor. We're no longer just on a mattress. So it's coming along, you guys. It's getting there. I felt like I could afford, but hey, whatever. So at this point, like I said, I'm working still. So now at this point, I'm working for a property management company. So I'm making a little bit more money now. This is what I was talking about. This is, like I said, remember I filed for divorce May 15th, 2022. This is September 16th. As I told you, in California, they make you wait a 6-month cooling off period before you can even like file for divorce. So you file and then they make you wait 6 months. When I found that out, that I was livid. I was like, I felt like I was being punished. Like I wanted it to be over so bad, even though I knew Canon wasn't going to sign. This is why I was begging, as you hear on the Tasha K and all those others in Street TV, because I wanted to, after the 6 months was over, I wanted Canon to agree so I could just be done with it. You know what I mean? I wanted, if you come to an agreement.
My man Thiz Clinton said, I'm going to call my ex and apologize. You should, you fucking piece of shit. Go ahead and apologize to that girl. God damn it. Because, man, if this ain't the direct consequence of our actions, man, fellas, we gotta do better.
It doesn't have to be a default divorce. If you come to an agreement, you both go to court, you sign off on it, and it's done. So that's why I was going so hard, begging, like, please just sign the divorce. Like, I just wanted it to be over. But I knew he wasn't going to do that. I knew he was going to make me pay and keep dragging it out. So I wasn't surprised. So like I said, I'm working 18-hour days. So at this point, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm working for the car dealership. So they sell cars. So I'm working on the back end, like getting cars wholesale from them from the auction. So I was working from like 3 p.m. to like 7 a.m. And then I was working from 7 to 3 in the property management. So it was a lot. I was definitely dying, man. I was dying. So then now we're here in November 2022. I started my own property management company. So I started that. So I started meeting investors and stuff like that when I was working for the property management company. So I started my own property management company. So I started managing apartments, condos, and townhomes for owners. So I started my own company because I'm like, I'm not going to get anywhere with like making this little change, because I started with nothing. So it was like digging myself out of a hole that I kept slipping back down in, like with paying rent, bills, all this stuff. Like it was crazy. So once I did that, things were looking a little bit better. I was making a little bit more. It was slowly because, nobody knew me here. This was Legacy's first birthday. I couldn't.
Yeah, like, man, what happened to the 30 subways and the 80 Airbnbs, bro? Like, man, yo daughter, again, You ain't got to do nothing for the mama. You ain't got to do nothing for the mama. You ain't got to do nothing for the mama. You ain't got to do nothing for the mama. But your daughter is out here living like this. Come on, bro. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. I don't know.
Couldn't afford to do much, so we just went to dinner. Because like I said, you know, I was struggling, paying rent and starting all over. My daughter was really amazing. Like, we still took her out and tried to like do things, you know, even though, you know, so finally I save enough money to get a car. I finally get a car. I'm making good money now by November 26, 2022. Now by this point, I'm making six figures. So I'm super excited. Like, I'm finally out of the hole. Like, finally, right? Like, all that, I'm finally have made it. I got a car. I'm making good money, you know. Finally, we can afford like Christmas presents and a couch and, you know, stuff like that. So I was making up for the Christmases that I wasn't able to get her anything. So I was super excited about this, that it was her first Christmas where I actually got her gifts. And, you know, she was able to enjoy it. So, which was good because it kind of worked out because she wouldn't have known what to do anyway. You know what I mean? So, but this was her sister on like her first Christmas where she like kind of knew what was going on. So that was a blessing and an amazing feeling. As you can see, I've been sharing it with, you know, my Instagram. My friends and family have seen it, know what I was going through and stuff like that. Everybody who supported me during that time, trying to keep my head up and, you know, keep breathing faith and life into me. I really do appreciate it. Jasmine J, I really appreciate her. She was a really good friend to me during this time. I mean, I can't express it enough. How, you know, God puts people in your life at the lowest times ever. Let's see. I started cleaning up my credit. As you can see, I had zero collections because I'm like, okay, I got to clean up my credit. Credit is power. I really didn't have bad credit. I just had like little things and I never really like cared to do anything like, but now it's like, okay, time to put your big girl pants on and get your shit straight. So cleaning up my credit, I had zero collections, you know what I mean? So I'm feeling a little better. Now my business is booming a lot more. By 2023, I've got a lot of clients, a lot of investors that I'm running their property.
Look, you know a girl doing better when she get that weave in. Gigi, you know it's all love, but you know she getting some chili when she put that weave in her head. When she go bust down on your dog ass, oh yeah, bro, that's new weave, new her. When she put that new weave in her head, when she been doing bad for a little bit, oh yeah, you lost her. You lost her. New weave, new her. She a whole new person. She gonna put that little Brazilian girl hair in her head. It's over with. It's over with.
Now you can kind of see the glow change a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So things are changing, looking up. It's definitely looking a lot better. So, you know, with that, it's 2023 now. Doing, you know, so then now, boom, I'm able, 2023, April 15, we're able to move into a house. So finally, my baby has a front yard, a backyard. So, you know, a park was next door. This is my little munchkin, November 3rd, 11th. And then boom, God just keeps blessing me. So at this point, I have like multiple, you know,
Oh, she didn't got a weave at a house? It's over with, bro. You ain't gonna never get her back. She got a weave at a house? It's over with. She got a weave and a front yard? Oh yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. All of a sudden, she got 36 inches and can't remember your name. On God. Let her get the solid 40. She out of here. Woo! Get that 40 bone straight, bust down. All right. Good bundles. Look, the whole 4, not even a 3.5. Come on now. She getting that virgin untreated. That's right. I know a little something, something. I know a little something, something. You feel me? You feel me? That untextured. Not that Remy pack. Oh no, it ain't that Remy pack. Oh no, she getting chilly. She getting chilly. Don't play with it. That came off the little Cambodian girl head yesterday. That little Malaysian girl just got that hair cut off 2 days ago. You feel me? It still smell like a sweatshop. Never mind.
Invested on multiple properties, and it's beautiful. And I get the baby's passport. She's 2 now, and we start.
And the baby got a passport? Oh yeah, nigga, she's gone. She's gone. She put the baby on the plane? Yeah, she's gone.
Traveling out the country. So this was our first trip out of the country. I took my girls out of the country to celebrate. Legacy got her passport, and I got my passport for the first time after.
Pearl, tell me I'm lying. Pearl, Tell me not only is that your best friend, that's a woman. You a woman. Tell me I'm lying. Ain't nobody putting weaves in my girl head but me. I'll be damned.
40. So it was like definitely something to be proud of and celebrate. This was my first time going out of the country, and it was amazing to, just share it with my girls, especially my daughter Chanel, because like I said, without her, this is legacy. Like I said, I've taken her out of the country. We've went to a couple of countries now. So I'm definitely making it up to her. She's a little diva, as you guys can see. So anyways, I just wanted to share this type of stuff, because I want people to know that, it's not always going to be peaches and cream. It's not always going to be but when life knocks you down and, you just got to keep your faith. And, I know Luce Cannon and Sharice tried to break me, and, I know they thought they were going to break me, and they thought they were going to win, but God said otherwise. So I just want people to know, when you're in dark times, and I was, because like I said, they had a big platform. People didn't want to hear the truth. They wanted to hear the lies, right? So I knew that they just felt they were winning, just like Sharice is now, going around still painting this false narrative, still, even though the truth is out there. Everybody has seen it, the receipts, the proof, looked it up, everything. She's still bent on trying to break somebody. She's still bent on trying to hurt people. Instead of being a real woman and just coming to another woman and say, hey, you know what? What I did was wrong. I apologize, and, I'm sorry. I could respect that versus you continuing to try to slander myself and my child. It's just disgusting. And that's when I knew at that moment, they're just doing the devil's work. But God is going to have the last say. God said, vengeance is mine. So anyways, you guys, so that's a little insight to, like I said, to Gigi and what what life was like after Luce Cannon, kind of what I went through. I'm in a beautiful, space now. I did a lot of counseling. I did a lot of, to God, on my knees, praying, crying. I found, myself, worked on a lot of flaws that I didn't even know was there. Loving myself more, putting myself first, putting God first. That's another thing. I think what happens too with women and men too. I think that, God is a jealous God. When you love somebody more than you love him, when you're praising or you're spending more time with, whatever God you believe in, I don't care what it is, Buddha, God, whatever, I don't know, whatever. But, I feel like when you're not putting that effort into the higher power, I feel like he has to, show you, you know what I'm saying? Just being honest. But yeah, so anyways, enough of that. Just wanted to give you guys an insight on who Gigi is and what Gigi's been doing ever since I left Luce Cannon. Just to let you guys know, Gigi is flourishing. Gigi is doing amazing and great. I've never been happier, as you can see. So for everybody out there saying I'm doing it for clout, money, this, that, I don't have to, I'm not Cannon and Sharice. I don't lie about my life. Like I said, I was poor as dirt. As you guys see, I put my whole life out there because my goal is that I'm hoping that one person who's going through what I went through or see any part that's triggered, hopefully it will help somebody have that faith that I lost in myself. Hopefully you will see your worth and not put up with the things that I did, not accept the things that I did. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, back to you guys. Let's do a question and Q&A on episode 2 or episode 1. If you guys have any questions about episode 1, episode 2, of what you guys have seen so far, I want to answer any questions so everybody can, I can answer any questions you guys have. So let me know any questions you guys have about episode 1, episode 2. If you guys, project management seminar. Oh yeah, I will definitely give you guys one. Property management is huge, you guys. It is not hard to start your own property management company, especially in Texas. And I'm in Dallas, so it's huge, but I have properties all over. I have properties in New Mexico. I have properties in Dallas, Texas, Kentucky. I have properties all over. So I manage for multiple investors and owners. So it's really not hard. You got to get you a strong team behind you, but it's really not that hard. And then the good thing is, let you guys know a little secret. So when you do that, I have multiple places. So I have multiple condos and townhomes that I live in for free. So that's why sometimes you'll see me like in different settings. It's because I have multiple places. So I have a condo or a townhome or a house in like every state where I manage. So that's also part of my compensation package when I bring on. And it depends. The compensation package depends on, you know, what they're requesting, what they need from you. Okay, so let's go in on these comments. Thank you guys so much. Yes, I've came a long way. Absolutely, God's peace, plan, purpose, everything happens for a reason. You most definitely need to tell your ex to stop capping on the phone because the power that be is listening if he wants to come home. You know, I can't do anything. I don't talk to him. But you know, I also believe this too. Sometimes your karma is who you end up with. And I believe that maybe Sharice is his karma because that's the woman who should be talking to him and telling him. I mean, I don't know what to tell you there, y'all. That's up to her. If she doesn't mind him doing that, hey, nothing I could do. Y'all, that's just gonna happen, y'all. Let's see what else. Please share, like, subscribe this video. I really appreciate everybody. Like I said, I want the truth to get out there. I want everybody to share this live, all that good stuff. I want everybody to see it. And like I said, this is just who I am. I'm not going to come on here all the time with fake lashes and lipstick. Sometimes you go see me barefaced like you do now. That's just what it is. I'm me. I'm an open book. I'm transparent. Everybody's not going to like that because a lot of people, it's not entertaining. You know, I'm sorry. I'm not on here with my wine and doing all this fake shit. Listen.
Just don't be out here drinking wine with ice in it because that's tacky. That's tacky.
Big Gigi, this is what you get. Okay. So please share, like, subscribe this video. Like I said, any questions you guys have about episode 1, episode 2, I definitely want to answer. Any questions that you guys have about the episode, if you don't understand it or anything like that. Let me see. It doesn't matter when you started this. Yeah, therapy. This is also therapy too. Like I said, and it's crazy because like doing the series for you guys, when you look back on it, when I look back on it, I'd be like, God damn, you was a dumb motherfucker. I'd be like, how you didn't catch that? How you didn't see that? Like, it's crazy. Like putting it together, like seeing your life on video is insane. You guys really don't know. It's very emotional because how many people get to sit back and look at their whole life like in a movie? So when I'm putting this together for you guys and I'm watching my whole life, like it's insane. Because then I'm looking at myself like, now, why the hell you didn't know that then? You know what I mean? It's funny. Let's see what else. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Please share, like, subscribe to this video. Share my lives. Share share the lives, the posts, the series, the shorts. Please share every single thing. Let's see. There are no parts of our lives that will make us stronger. Absolutely. This definitely was a learning lesson and definitely made me stronger. I'm not ashamed of anything that I went through, and I'm here to answer any questions. You guys can ask me whatever question you want. I'm an open book because, like I said, hopefully, you know, the truth will help somebody else. So I'm definitely not. Do you plan to find love again? Absolutely. I don't think that every man is like Luce Cannon. I don't think I know some very good men out there. I definitely plan on, eventually.
All right, man. So I'm gonna let y'all watch the rest of this on GD's channel. Y'all know the deal though. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. And free avenue. Tweets free.